Good Tuesday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. Hopefully, you want to have a fantastic Tuesday. I am your meteorologist, Jeff Peterson. Let's go and talk about the weather for your Tuesday evening going into your future. Now, looking at the radar, obviously, you can see what's going on. But first, if you haven't hit the like button or subscribe button, make sure you go and do so. Also, make sure that you go on and hit the subscribe button, share button, and the like button since we are here. And also make sure that you go on. Actually, there is no poll inside the chat, so I can't really say answer the poll because there's no poll in there right now, as there's not really a question that I really thought of. Actually, I can ask one. The question will just be, did you get bad damage from the storms this week? That works for right now. But let's go on and talk about the record-ons for the people who can unfortunately not make it here tonight. Good Tuesday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. Hopefully everyone has had a fantastic Tuesday. I am your meteorologist, Jeff Peterson, and let's go on and talk about the weather for your Tuesday evening going into your future. Now, looking at the radar right now, nothing really going on in the state of South Carolina except for just some shower and downpour activity from Greenwood towards Newberry, South Carolina, and even into Gilbert and Lexington, South Carolina. Also near Aiken, South Carolina, some rainfall is going on there. And then other than that, that's pretty much it for the state. If we go in and look at the entire United States, we do have some rainfall going on in Montana as well as Wyoming and North and South Dakota. Minnesota also receiving some rainfall as well as some storm activity going on in Oregon and California. We also do have some rain in Nevada, the Four Corners region, and even western Texas receiving some severe weather as well. And even going on inside the Northeast, we do have some rainfall activity going on with some downpour activity as well. As we go into our cloud cover, you can see we do have some cloud cover up there inside the upstate of South Carolina, even some cloud cover, even though it's more scattered towards the coastal regions going into the PD region of South Carolina as well. And if you go into our cloud cover going into the future, you can see as we start right now, you can kind of see that's what's going on. If we push this forward even more into the future, you can really start to see that cloud cover kind of start to build its way eastward and kind of stay to the east. But as we get into tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, it'll clear up for just a little bit, but then that cloud cover will start to regroup back together again. So overall, it's going to be just kind of like it's going to open up and then it's going to close back up tomorrow. Here is our current temperatures right now: 71 in Orangeburg as well as 77 in Holly Hill, 79 in Moncks Corner, 79 in Charleston, 79 in Key Island as well, 77 in Allendale, 77 in Georgetown, 77 in Somerville as well as Myrtle Beach and Conway, 79 in North Myrtle Beach, 77 in Loris as well as 75 up there in Columbia. We also do have 71 in Aiken, 79 up there in Hartsville, and even 78, I believe that is at Greenville, 75 in Spartanburg as well. Going to your low temperatures for tonight: 65 in Greenville, 65 in Spartanburg, as well as 66 in Rock Hill, 70 in Camden, and 71 in Sumter, 71 in Columbia, 69 in Aiken, 75 in Hilton Head Island, as 3 in Charleston, 72 in Georgetown, and 73 in Myrtle Beach, 69 in Kingstree, and 70 up there in Cheraw. Going into rainfall activity as we go into tonight, you can see we have a good chance for some rain. We're on a quarter of an inch to a half an inch for Walterboro going into Moncks Corner, Charleston, and then going into Myrtle Beach as well, maybe even Dillon and Cheraw as well. And then we have a tenth of an inch to a quarter of an inch for places like Columbia, Sumter, going into Orangeburg, Barnwell, Aiken, Greenwood, and even Newberry, Rock Hill, and some other areas, and then even Hilton Head Island, and then a hundredth of an inch to a tenth of an inch for Lawrence, South Carolina as well. And I believe that's the only area. I mean, there's some other ones, obviously, that are not highlighted, but you really just have to look at your area and see. Now, it will not be exact, but it'll be close. Going into your severe weather for tonight, last time there was an update. We still had a marginal risk, and as of now, that marginal risk has now been allowed to expire, and there is no longer a marginal risk of severe weather. It is now only just a TSTM, meaning that some gusty winds, some storms may have some gusty winds frequent lightning, small hail. That's all possible as we go into tonight. And if those storms still organized like we saw, there is still a severe thunderstorm warning over here inside of Georgia, right there on the South Carolina Georgia border. It could happen. It could happen. It could move its way over into South Carolina near Barnwell, Snelling, the Savannah River site as well, and just to the south and east of Jackson, South Carolina. So overall, that area still needs to be watching as we go through the next 30 minutes to an hour. As you go into tomorrow, we do have a thunderstorm risk as well. Again, just gusty winds, small hail. That's all in the question. From Columbia, Florence, Myrtle Beach, Charleston, the entire Low Country, the entire Midlands, Grand Strand, PD, that entire region, and the southern upstate. And then Thursday, the entire state has a chance for a thunderstorm on Thursday, June the 12th, 2025. As we go into excessive rainfall, you can see that as we go into tonight, we do have a marginal risk of excessive rainfall, meaning some minor flooding is in the question for most of the state, except for up here near Anderson, going into Clemson, Central South Carolina, Walhalla, and Pickens, South Carolina. But everyone else has a minor risk of flooding. As we go into tomorrow, we also do have another minor risk of flooding, Low Country, South Carolina, going into the Southern Midlands and the PD region as well. But as we go into day 3 from Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, there is no threat for any sort of excessive rainfall there. As we go into, obviously, the models. The models right now are showing, obviously, what we were just looking at on radar. And if we go in and push this forward even more, we'll get a little bit of a break from around 12 to around 1 o'clock in the morning. But that, that shower downpour activity will come right back. And then we'll really get a break by the time we get to around 9 o'clock in the morning, where everything is nice and dry. And then maybe by the afternoon hours, like we said, that rainfall everyday pattern, or what we call the popcorn thunderstorms, where showers and thunderstorms will just appear, and everyone will have a chance of thunderstorms pretty much every single day, as that's our summer pattern here in South Carolina, where there is a chance of rain every single day. It probably will be raining for a lot of people every single day, but will it? We don't know exactly. If we go even further into the future, you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Just look at all these showers and thunderstorms take shape. From pretty much every single day. Each storm will have an opportunity to produce some gusty winds and some small hail. And then, the nighttime comes along. And then, the early morning, and it looks dry. But then look at this, again, 2 p.m. going into the afternoon on Thursday. Some more thunderstorms pop up. And this will be every single day. These are just, again, your regular thunderstorms, your regular activity. This is what we'll be dealing with every single day. And as we go into even further into the future, you can see that rainfall and thunderstorm activity continues. Like I said, every single day you can just see it push through over and over and over and over and over and over again, even all the way into the end of June. So we'll be in this period for a long time, to say the least, for a long time. Now, once we get around June the 20th, the 21st, that's a bit too far out to say exactly. Probably around like June the 23rd-ish, probably where we really need to cut it off. But overall, from what the trends are saying right now, we can even go into another model as well and see it showing the exact same thing as we go all the way into June the 25th as well. So, this model that we're looking at right here is not the only one. There's multiple other ones that agree with it as well. If we go on and look at our tropical weather, look at this. No tropical cyclone activity is expected. And, that's not surprising at all. We knew that there was going to be no tropical activity as we go through the next 7 days. If we go on now, because I do want to go on and also talk about, there is also some patchy mountain valley fog as we go later into tonight. May develop late as dry air moves in from the northwest. We talked about storm coverage and intensity will decrease, and a few stronger storms are still possible. Also, did want to talk about the humidity and moisture levels as well, because obviously it's been humid out there. And if I can go on, let's see this right here. This is the relative humidity right here. Just see how moist it is inside of the atmosphere. If you start off, obviously, you can see, it might cool off a little bit, but it's going to stay moist as we get all the way through to around June the 20th, even further. And overall, there's not going to be a lot of dry air that's going to come in. It's going to be, warm and moist, which means, is going to be muggy, which means that the feel like temperatures will be up into the triple digits as we go later into this week, as well as even if we go on and look at the crazy score for tonight, we're at a 39 inside that moderate category. But one thing that it did point out, because they give me the next 7 days as well, one thing that it does say is that humidity and moisture levels stay high, supporting daily convection and rising heat index values near or above 100 degrees by the weekend into early next week. And so it's going to be, like I said, muggy and just overall very, very hot, or feel very, very hot as we go into next week and later this week. Now let's go on and talk with the audience, because we're done with the crazy score. Let's go on and talk with the audience. If you want to be a part of the audience, you can by joining us at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. See what the audience has to say for tonight. Starting off, Mr. Oliver says, good evening. Had a thunderstorm earlier today, which turned over one of my bird baths. The ground is so saturated, there were lots of nasty black slugs on the ground. I wish the humidity will stop. I have bad news for you. That humidity will not be going anywhere as we go through the next couple of weeks. So I wish you luck. I do wish you luck. Tro says, hi, just hello to you. Mr. Anthony says, good evening, weatherman. Good evening to you. And Thad says, good evening, Joseph. I trust all is well. We had a little sprinkle earlier this morning. Great to hear. I know drought conditions over there obviously are very, very bad. And so definitely need more than just a little sprinkle. But I think y'all will get back there soon. When? Well, I don't know. It might actually not even be soon. I might just be too hopeful. But let's go on. Since we're on the topic of San Antonio, let's go on and talk about San Antonio. So starting off with low temperatures tonight, 76. High temperatures tomorrow, 90. Low temperatures tomorrow night at 74. As there is a chance of thunderstorms tonight, showers are likely tomorrow, which is a good sign. Also, thunderstorms are likely tomorrow night as well, which is also a fantastic thing. And if you go on and just talk about severe weather, you do have a margin risk of severe weather still for tonight. That was mainly just a wind threat, and if you go into excessive rainfall, you did actually have a slight risk of excessive rainfall for tonight, as well as some scattered flash flooding could potentially be in the question. Same thing with tomorrow and even Thursday as well. So some good signs. Well, the flooding is not a good sign, but if you look at it at the drought way, definitely a good sign. Looking at, again, like the severe weather, we said wind and hail for tonight. Tomorrow, there actually is a small tornado risk tomorrow. 2%, 5% chance of damaging winds and damaging hail. And then Thursday, there is a 5% chance of severe weather overall going into Thursday. And if you go on and look at North Carolina, let's go on and look at Raleigh. Low temperatures tonight, 69. High temperatures tomorrow, 88. Low temperatures tomorrow night, 69. Scattered thunderstorms are expected tonight. Slight chance of thunderstorms tomorrow, and no precipitation at all tomorrow night. There is a chance of thunderstorms tonight and tomorrow and Thursday, but overall, no severe weather is expected. And in terms of excessive rainfall, there is chance for some minor flooding tonight, but after that, that is pretty much it. And in Philadelphia being the last location, low temperatures tonight 63, high temperatures tomorrow 85, low temperatures tomorrow night 67, no precipitation tonight or tomorrow. If you go and look at severe weather, chance of thunderstorms tonight, well, at least they have you in the risk for ingredients. The ingredients are inside the atmosphere tonight for thunderstorms, but obviously there's nothing, at least that the National Weather Service said that there was no precipitation that was expected tonight. And then maybe Thursday, maybe you could see something on Thursday as well. And then if you go on and look at excessive rainfall, no excessive rainfall is expected either. So those are those three locations. Let's go on and talk about what's going on throughout the entire U.S. weather news-wise. Heavy to severe thunderstorms may bring areas of excessive rainfall and flooding over parts of the southern plains through Friday. A slight risk of excessive rainfall has been issued. Dangerously hot temperatures are forecast across parts of southern Arizona and far southeastern California Saturday through Monday. An extreme heat watch has been issued. So pretty much what it was talking about the southern plains through Friday, but and also a slight risk of excessive rainfall, but there is some excessive heat, and that's also part of the main thing that they've been talking about as well. Excessive heat through southern Arizona, inside of like the California deserts as well, And also places like Las Vegas, for example, it could be up to around 108 degrees over there inside of Las Vegas as we go into tomorrow. And, um, it will be a bit breezy out there, but it is, so that's not a great sign either. And then also we've been talking about Washington and Idaho and all that kind of stuff about how it'll be hotter up there than it will be down here inside of South Carolina in the around 100-degree temperature range as well. But other than that, nothing else really going on. Severe storm you can see down there, right there, just to the south of Augusta. It's about to push into South Carolina soon, so we might have a severe thunderstorm warning issued for portions of South Carolina as we go through like the next 20 minutes or so. Probably even less than that because this expires in 14 minutes. So probably like the next 10 minutes if it is still intensifying, but it probably is detensifying now because there's obviously no sun, no instability or anything like that out right now. Usually that happens more into the evening time, and we're going to the overnight period now. But that's it there. So I will be back tomorrow morning. Make sure that if you have not hit the like button or the subscribe button, make sure you go and do so. Hit the share button as well. I did put a poll inside the chat. I said, did you get bad damage from the storms this week? 25% says yes, 75% says no. I'd have to be inside the 25% that said yes, even though it wasn't necessarily bad in my direct backyard. It was around the area, so I would have to be inside that yes category. But like I said, like button, subscribe button, share button. It's free. It's easy. All you have to do is have an account. And if you want to type inside the chat, like all of the people did today, make sure that you go on and do that. And you will be able to because the chat is in only subscriber only mode. So I will be back tomorrow morning with your Wednesday morning forecast update and talking about just your Wednesday in general. Everyone have a fantastic rest of your Tuesday, and I will be back.